Capricorn. My name is Tanya and I'll be doing a reading for you for September 2023. I have pre-shuffled the cards a bit, so hopefully I won't need to do this too much. And just kind of shuffle until it feels right, until it feels time to stop, and then we'll pull the cards. There we go. Sorry, I'm adjusting my microphone a little bit here. There we go. All right. One more time, I guess. All right. 1, 2, 3. So we're starting with the Wheel of Fortune, which indicates change. Then the 10 of Coins, which indicates success. The King of Wands, large and in charge kind of energy. You're the boss. You have control. 4 of Coins, maybe conserving a little bit. And 4 of Wands, a celebration. And I'm also going to pull from the bottom of the deck. It should be some energy that pulls it all together. The High Priestess, major arcana, mystical, connected. So let's see if I get a general vibe for the month. Looks a little bit of a mixed bag. You're coming in with a change that brings in great success. Probably something where you are in charge of it or responsible for it, but it's something you love to do. But then when we're winding down the month, it looks like we're going to a more conservative space, possibly conserving energy. Maybe, perhaps you're conserving that energy, or you're in charge of the budget for an event that's happened at the end of the month or is coming up maybe in the next month or two. And then we have the High Priestess, which is just reminding you to stay calm, maybe take time for yourself, take time out away from the crowds to find your center and to help you maintain and connect better with your own needs during the month. So that's a short possible synopsis. Let's see what we get when we read each card individually. So Wheel of Fortune, a major arcana card. It is a card indicating change. The wheel is ever turning, ever changing. Now you could fall and trip on that, or you are confident of where you're going. You're in control of the wheel. And this, I feel it's a little bit of an unexpected change. You're not falling, though. It's not a hard thing. It's more of a surprise, but a happy surprise. A happy coincidence or something that comes up here at the beginning of September. And then we're moving on to the 10 of Coins, which as I said, is a card of success. Coins are also pentacles. It's an earth element, so it's about material things. It could be about money. It could be about home. It could actually even be about your physical body. But it indicates success. It's the completion of a process or the completion of a goal, attaining a goal. So you're having success in a very specific area, and perhaps what this is indicating is that this success is coming sooner than you thought it would. Things are ahead of schedule in a good way. So you're reaching some goals sooner than you expected. And it's helping bring in more money or bring in some sort of abundance that helps you. This is also known as a legacy card, the 10 of Coins. So it could also be that possibly an inheritance, or maybe you're setting up your own estate, getting all that documentation together. And it's going much more smoothly than you thought. But I still feel it's a little bit of an unexpected, things are moving faster than you expected, is what I'm getting. But in a good way, because you're reaching a goal, not in a way that you can't keep up. It's just faster than you thought it would be. And then we have the King of Wands. Wands are a fire element. They're about passion. They're about creativity. They're about action and being active in some way. The Kings are, it's a masculine energy for sure is what I'm getting. But they're in charge, right? They're the top of the food chain, you could say here. And I'm getting that this is sort of your energy, which makes sense with the huge success that you've had here, right? So you are in control of an event, or maybe you are being, and I'm saying event partly because of this last card here, but you are being looked to as the leader here, probably a creative director maybe. Yep, creative director feels right. And also maybe like the producer, whoever it is who manages the money. That's what I'm getting a little bit, even though that would typically be probably the King of Pentacles. But here I'm getting managing the money a little bit. And I'm rubbing my fingers together. Because you are a big driver for this thing. So you're kind of setting the budget or determining what is needed to make this a success. So it could be that you are not the biggest contributor, but you are the one who's helping manage that, manage the money part of it. Because it's something you love to do. That might even be what you do for a living, is manage the money part of it or help find funding. This could be for a charity or a charitable event that you're part of. But you are a primary figure in whatever this is that's coming up, this event that's coming up. And then we have the Four of Coins. So usually, fours are about stability. And this is about material things because, again, it's coins. So this might be where you are making them stick to a budget. You're in control of the budget. You're the one who's determining how much can be spent in each area. So this could be too where this also, now that we're looking at that, this feels like this could be, you got the funding. You got the funding and it came through faster than you thought. And then you need to set up the budget for what are we going to allocate. I can talk. What are you going to allocate to each area, to each place, like costumes, the event? I mean, the venue, that's what I mean. The venue, costumes, settings. It feels like it feels a little bit theatrical. You could be working with different vendors too. But you're coordinating all that and you're really more the finance person in this. But you love this. Whatever this is, you really like it and you're passionate about it and you are someone that they look up to and go to for answers. And you're in control of the budget, which is a very solid budget. You've got everything you need to do it. It's just making sure that no one's going over in their area, taking money from others, or helping solve for cases where maybe something was more expensive than anticipated. So you need to cut from other areas. Even though you have a very good budget, you still have to be mindful that it is a budget. There was something else that was coming through there too, and I'm trying to pull it back in when I was talking about different areas. It may be that you need to cut a certain piece out because you see it's not necessary for the success of the event as a whole. It's more of a vanity project possibly that someone there wanted. So you may need to be, that might be where this king energy is coming in too, is you might have to be the one that says no, that does not make sense for this venue, that does not make sense for what we're trying with that does not make sense with the goal of this particular event. And the Four of Wands, this is essentially the event. This is usually a card indicating a ceremony of some sort. So it could be you're planning a quick wedding, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels a little bit more event-like. So I don't know if it has to do with harvest, just because that's what I'm getting from this card. Some sort of fall event or fall show. What are those things where it's like a series of... It's threes. There's threes. I'm just getting a set of three. There's a set of three, or there's 3 acts, or 3 parts to this event. Overall. And it could just be, it's like an intro area or section where people are informed about meet and greet type area. Then there is this main event, and then there's like the after show or the after party or the mix and mingle event afterward, and the wrapping up. This could even be like the staff celebration of this successful event. But it feels like it's a 3-part thing, whatever this is. And you are a key player in making sure all the parts work well together, all the parts have what they need, and making tough decisions when they need to be made. So that's what I'm getting for you here for September. And in the midst of all that's going on, because that's a lot of energy, it's a lot going on in such a short period, that you need to make sure you take time to either meditate or go for a walk or do something that takes your mind off of this, that rests your energy or rejuvenates you. If you are someone who works with the moon, that means we're starting off sort of essentially this month with new moon energy, which is about letting go. So there might be some pieces or some conditions or expectations you're putting around how you get the funding, that maybe if you release that, that's when it will fall into place. So that could be an indication there. That means that mid-September, we're going to have a new moon. Excuse me. And that's a good time for manifesting things, for creating things, for building things up. And that might be when you're starting to get everything's coming into place. It's building up to the event. And we will have another full moon at the end of September, and that might be when your event is. So just keep in mind, you may be working with that moon energy, or maybe you should plan to work with that. This first couple of weeks will be about releasing your expectations about things happen, how things work, how the funds are going to come through, who's going to be involved, and what all the pieces are exactly that are going to fall into place, because you're not going to know that right now. First, you need to get the funding, and you will get the funding. And then you already loosely have a plan. You have an idea of what you want to do, and you're working with some other people in this too. Don't forget that. And you all have pieces and parts, but you're the one who's securing the funding. You are able to do that. And then it's just a matter of gathering all the people together and making it happen. It feels even like you already have a specific venue in mind, or maybe even reserved, or one of the donors has already said, if we can get this working, you can use my home or my place of work or something, some venue that they have access to. But this feels like an important, it does feel a little bit charity related, or in some way supporting some cause. So let's see here. I'm going to pull an oracle card, kind of round out the month. Let's see what advice the oracle cards have for September for Capricorn. Birds of a feather. So this might be you and a group of friends or people you have worked with before, which is why you can bring it together so quickly. That's what it is. So this is something you guys have kind of been planning, but you haven't had the funds, enough funds in order to make it happen. In order to do things like get the catering if catering is needed, pay for a speaker or actors or whomever it is that's involved, and maybe even providing some money for the space. Maybe it's not a free space, maybe it's a deeply discounted, and they happen to have everything falling into place. Everything just falling into place fairly quickly. And you trusting your own intuition here too on how and when things should happen and when you should act and who you should interact with to help make this happen and help make this fall into place. And yeah, like I said, this birds of a feather, this really does feel like it's a group that you're a part of. So you've all done this before and you all know what you need to do, what your roles are, and you can make it happen when you work together. So there we go. A very successful month ahead for Capricorn. Hard work, but you tend to thrive on that. And I think you're going to have a good time. You're going to enjoy yourself in this and be very proud of the outcome. So congratulations on that. If you like this, please hit the like button. And if you really liked it, please hit subscribe and help me grow my channel. That will help me. And it's free for you. No need to dip into the funds for that. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great September, and I'll talk to you later.